Donald Trump's latest big lie is claiming that he knows nothing about Project 2025, which he leads and which his top aides are working to push. He goes, I don't know what Project 2025 is. I don't even agree with those policies. I don't even know who these people are, because he recognizes how deeply unpopular it is. It is part of his fascist takeover of the United States. I'm not exaggerating. I'll explain to you more what Project 2025 actually states in a little bit, but here's what Donald Trump posted, and let me show you all the ways that we can clearly expose Donald Trump as lying by showing you Donald Trump praises the leaders of Project 2025. Donald Trump has put his staff in positions at Project 2025, and Project 2025 is carrying out Donald Trump's orders right now. Donald Trump posts, I know nothing about Project 2025. I have no idea who is behind it. I disagree with some of the things they're saying, and some of the things they're saying are absolutely ridiculous and abysmal. Anything they do, I wish them luck, but I have nothing to do with them. Well, one of the groups that are leading Project 2025, which is calling for a revolution, is the Heritage Foundation. Here's Donald Trump shaking hands with the leader of the Heritage Foundation, Kevin Roberts. Let's play that clip. Here's Donald Trump in February of 2024 at a speech he gave, giving a shout out to Kevin Roberts, the leader of the Heritage Foundation. Let's play this clip.
Heritage Foundation president, somebody else doing an unbelievable job. He's bringing it back to levels it's never seen. Dr. Kevin Roberts. Kevin, thank you, Kevin. Kevin, thank you, wherever you may be.
Here's Donald Trump in a video saying he needs the Heritage Foundation to carry out his plans. Play the clip.
Your organization is named the Heritage Foundation because you understand that our glorious heritage is the foundation of everything we hope to achieve, which is why we need the help of the Heritage Foundation and everyone here tonight to get our tax cuts through the House, through the Senate.
Here is Kevin Roberts, the leader of the Heritage Foundation, saying that it is Donald Trump who is behind Project 2025, and Trump should get all of the credit for it. Play the clip.
We've been working with all of them on one project since soon after Joe Biden took the oath of office, before any conservative presidential candidates had even entered the race. As my friend and colleague Paul Dans before talked about briefly, our Project 2025 has developed a comprehensive policy agenda, but even more importantly, recruiting people, 20,000 people to go into the next administration, hopefully to help take back this country for you and for your audiences. We want no credit. We want the American people, if President Trump is elected again, President Trump and his administration, to take credit for that. But it will also be a great sign, if all of this is successful, that in fact, as we know in our prayer time, but maybe not every time when we're watching the news, that the Lord is still smiling upon America.
Yeah, that's the individual who recently gave the interview and said he is currently engaged in, with Donald Trump, a second American revolution, which will be bloodless so long as the left allows them to complete their revolution. Otherwise, it will be violent. Here is what this MAGA leader says, who Trump thanks and says is carrying out my agenda, saying out that he wants a revolution and is carrying out one and threatens our country. Here, play this clip.
That we are in the process of the second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
Here is a photo of Donald Trump's press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, cutting ads for Project 2025. Here is Donald Trump's super PAC putting out ads for Project 2025. Let's talk about other people who are a part of Project 2025. People who are part of it. Jeff Clark, who worked with Donald Trump to try to overthrow the 2020 election, is one of the leaders who's focused on gutting the Department of Justice, one of the leaders of Project 2025. Let's just take a look at this as well. Trump's top aide and former bag boy, John McKinney, is one of the leaders of Project 2025. He's plotting to staff Trump's administration with thousands of MAGA loyalists if he wins, and they were going to fire basically everyone who works at administrative agencies and replace everybody with people who have to pass loyalty oaths and loyalty tests to Donald Trump. Let's just take a look at this as well. Project 2025 is staffed with Donald Trump's closest aides and allies. Project 2025 advisor says the initiative will integrate a lot of our work with the Trump campaign during the year. No operation of this scale is possible without the machinery to implement it. To that end, Trump has blessed a string of conservative organizations, which I call fascist organizations, not conservative, linked to advisors he currently trusts and calls on. Most of these groups host senior figures from the Trump administration on their payroll, including former Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. The names are a mix of familiar and new. They include Jeffrey Clark, the controversial lawyer Trump had wanted to install, like the controversial, the criminal, the felon, the person who should be disbarred. It's my opinion that he should be a felon. Let me be clear. He has not been convicted yet. The controversial lawyer Trump had wanted to install as Attorney General in the end of days of his presidency. Clark, who advocated a plan to contest the 2020 election results, is now in the crosshairs of the January 6th committee and the FBI, as written a while ago. Clark is working at the Center for Renewing America, the group founded by Russ Vought, the former head of Trump's Office of Management and Budget. You can see here as well a number of the other groups that are aligned with Project 2025, Turning Point USA, Liberty University, Claremont Institute, Heritage Foundation, First Liberty. Trump has said recently that he does not support Project 2025 and he does not know what is in it. This is BS. Much of it reflects the comments made by Trump at his rallies. Like Project 2025, Trump has said he will make 50,000 civil service protected employees into employees at will on day one. Trump is joined at the hip with organizations that support Project 2025. Below is a sample of the 100 plus groups supporting Project 2025, and you can see those groups right there. If you have sensitive skin, you know how hard it can be to find a product that doesn't cause irritation, but today's sponsor, OneSkin, makes it easy. Their topical supplements are formulated with soothing ingredients and natural antioxidants, plus they're gentle enough to use every day, even if you have sensitive skin. Founded by an all-women team of scientists, OneSkin's products are backed by extensive lab and clinical data to validate their efficacy and safety on all skin types. Not only that, they're the first and only skin longevity company to target cellular senescence, a key hallmark of aging. Their topical supplements are the easiest way to keep your skin healthy and hydrated without the harsh ingredients or irritation often found in other skincare products. So, for a limited time, you can try OneSkin for 15% off using our code Meidas when you check out at oneskin.co, oneskin.co. Give your skin the scientifically proven gentle care it deserves with OneSkin. Now, treating the symptoms rather than the root causes of aging has long been the norm. Most skin care available on the market is designed to provide a temporary reduction in visible signs of aging, addressing just the surface symptoms of an underlying decline in skin health. In a third-party 12-week clinical study performed by third-party research organization OS1 Face was clinically proven to strengthen the skin barrier, improve skin health markers, and diminish visible signs of aging. Wrinkles were diminished in 87% of users. OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. By focusing on the cellular aspects of aging, OneSkin keeps your skin looking and acting younger for longer. Get started today with 15% off using the code Meidas at OneSkin, ONESKIN.co, oneskin.co. That's 15% off at oneskin.co using the code Meidas. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that the MeidasTouch Network sent you. Also, let me show you here. This is John McKinney on the Steve Bannon Show. And McKinney helped draft Project 2025, explaining to Steve Bannon last July how Trump plans to implement the plan immediately after taking office. This guy was Trump's senior advisor. This guy walked around with Trump throughout his time in the Oval Office, disgracing him. But Trump claims, I don't know who these people are. I have no clue. Here's Trump's senior advisor who runs Project 2025. Play this clip.
Tell us what you're doing at Heritage. You two are now working together. These guys have come up with a plan that on the victory, the third victory, the second term, we hit the deck plates runner, right? There's 4,000 appointees by a president, 4,000 to run the entire government. 1,000 of those, I think, have to be Senate confirmed. But 3,000 can start work day one. Walk through what you guys are doing. I know, and I keep asking, do you work for Johnny or does Johnny work for you, right?
I definitely work for John. So what we're doing with Project 2025 is we're recruiting the MAGA America First Republicans right now so that we can take DC by storm in 2025. We're not going to go in like we did in 2017, where the establishment took over and co-opted much of the personnel of President Trump's administration. We're more prepared this time. We're recruiting grassroots conservatives, and we want all of you, if you want to serve in the next White House, next State Department, next Pentagon, we want you to sign up. Tell your sons, tell your daughters, tell all your friends. It's project2025.org.
So, Johnny, okay, you heard that? If you guys want to serve, you've got to get engaged now. You've got to be involved now, because one of the big parts of this is networking. It's not just training people up, but those networks that we do with grassroots organizations, with other organizations. Walk through, tell me what the plan is.
So we're collecting resumes. We're getting as much information as we can now to save the transition time on the back end. As you know, when a president wins, or president-elect wins, things happen very quickly, and you have a short amount of time to staff an entire administration. It's also looking beyond the 4,000 and what we can do with the bureaucracy itself. So we're thinking of creative policy things as well that will integrate with this.
Well, hold it. When we talk about that, let's talk about schedule. I mean, is there going to be a plan in place to start to take apart the administrative state?
There has to be, and yes, there will be. The next president, if President Trump gets back in there, he needs to reorient the government that's in a way that hasn't been seen since Franklin Roosevelt did it with the New Deal. We need to gut these agencies. We need to start from scratch. We need to make a new government, essentially, because the one that we have now doesn't work for conservatives. It wasn't made for us. It's built against us. So we have to go back to the drawing board with these agencies.
Johnny,
And just so we can be clear what Project 2025 calls for, when it comes to women reproductive rights, reverse the FDA's approval of abortion medication, invoke a 150-year-old defunct law called the Comstock Act to ban the shipment of abortion pills, enacting a de facto national abortion ban, compel states to report the reason for every abortion performed within their borders, allow states to ban employers from providing health benefits that cover abortion care. When it comes to climate change, withdraw from the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change and the Paris Climate Agreement, repeal the Inflation Reduction Act, President Biden's landmark climate law, shred greenhouse gas regulations and gut clean energy programs, replace the White House climate advisor with someone focused on boosting the fossil fuel industry, give Trump the power to reject all climate science research directed by the Biden administration. When it comes to LGBTQ plus rights, make federal government establish marriage between a man and a woman as the ideal natural family structure, withdraw federal anti-discrimination protections for transgender students, re-implement Trump's transgender military ban, and expel transgender service members. When it comes to education, reverse the Biden administration student debt relief efforts, healthcare, put Medicare on the path toward privatization, repeal President Biden's Medicare drug price negotiation program, threaten Medicaid coverage for hundreds of thousands of Americans, gut the federal workforce and install loyalists by making tens of thousands of civil servants fireable at Trump's will, allow Trump to deploy the military against American citizens, for taxes focused purely on the billionaires and decamillionaires, foreign aid, cease support for international organizations that promote LGBTQ plus equality, remove all references to abortion, reproductive health, and sexual and reproductive rights from U.S. Agency for International Development materials. Those are just some of the plans that are written out in Project 2025, and these are all things that Donald Trump repeats over and over again at his speeches and at his events. I'll just give you an example right here. Here's what Donald Trump said about education. Play this clip.
As part of our new credentialing body for teachers, we will promote positive education about the nuclear family, the roles of mothers and fathers, and celebrating rather than erasing the things that make men and women different and unique. I will ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth.
Here's what Donald Trump says about those who criticize his plans for mass deportation. Play the clip.
They say you have to vote against him because did you hear what he said about humanity? I've seen the humanity, and these are bad, these are animals, okay? And we have to stop it.
And as my brother put it in a statement, by the way, Trump's Project 2025 denial is exactly how he plays the media. The corporate media will run fact checks pointing to Trump's post, ignoring that the plan is developed by his people, promoted by him, and meant to implement his autocratic agenda. Twitter community notes and all of these fact checkers are going to flag accounts who accurately show Trump links to Project 2025. Meanwhile, Trump gets to still signal to his base that he plans to do all the things in Project 2025, which is why it was important that we showed you there all of his connections. Well, let me know what you think in the comments below, but we are going to focus on these issues. While corporate media and others want to focus on everything else and attack President Biden and not focus on a fascist takeover of our country, we're going to focus, I think, here on like your life and what matters to we the people, and not this corporate media desire to hoist up some oligarchical thing that's going to end up consuming them first. It's ridiculous. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million together. Thanks for watching.
Real quick, Meta just changed their algorithm to suppress political content. Please follow our Instagram @MeidasTouch right now as we head towards 400,000 followers so you don't miss a beat.